So are you a business owner who is capturing the leads through the form submission and maintaining the customer database into a spreadsheet program or into a software? So how you are adding those customer data into your CRM software application for the further communication? You might be adding it manually, or you might be importing the contacts from your spreadsheet program into your CRM software application. So how about if I give you an automation? So in this particular video, we are going to learn how we can add the leads from the Google Forms into your Flowlu account automatically. So let's take an example that you are a business owner and you are using forms, the Google Forms to capture the leads. Now you want that whenever a customer fills that particular form, automatically the details of the customer should be added as a contact into your Flowlu CRM software application. For this, we need to create a connection between Google Forms and Flowlu. So in order to create a connection, we are going to use a software application named Pabbly Connect. So basically, Pabbly Connect is an automation and integration software which will help us in integrating both these software applications automatically. The best part here is it doesn't require any coding skills or programming knowledge. Even a non-technical person can use this software application very easily. So let us learn the integration process on my screen.
To start the integration, let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you are the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free option and you can create your own account. By clicking on sign up free button, you will get 100 tasks free every month. As I already have an account with Pabbly Connect, I'll simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we have to create a workflow like these. So in order to create a workflow, click on this plus sign, create workflow. Here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as add leads from Google Forms to Flowlu CRM. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on create. Now here we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this use case, we want that whenever a Google form is submitted, automatically the details of the lead should be added as a new contact to your Flowlu CRM account. For that, open this trigger window and here in the choose application, let us find Google Forms. In the trigger event, we have to select new response received. Now here we can see a webhook URL and some instructions. So by following these instructions, you can set up the webhook in your Google Forms. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL from here. Okay, I'll take you to the Google form which I have already created. That is the contact information form. And here in the responses tab, I have just 0 responses. And here in the questions, I have taken the basic fields for the first name, last name, email address, phone number and the address of the customer. So if you want to add some more fields, you can add it as per your requirement by clicking on this plus sign, add question. Okay. So now the Google form responses are collected in Google Sheets. For that, first let us fill up the form so that we can capture the response. To fill up the form, I have clicked on this I button, that is preview. Okay. And here we are going to fill up the details. Let's give the first name as Adam, last name as Smith, email address as Adam Smith, 123@gmail.com. Let's add the phone number. And let's add the address as E4 234 Arera Colony, 10 numbers shop, Bhopal. Okay, and let's click on submit. Your response has been recorded. So the form has been filled. Let's move back to our Google Forms. And here in the responses, we can find a new response from Adam Smith. Okay. Now we want to capture this response in the Google Sheet. For that, click on the 3 dots and click on select response destination. Now it is asking to create a new spreadsheet or you have to select the existing spreadsheet. So I'm just going to create a new spreadsheet and the name would be contact information responses. If you want to change the name, you can change it over here. Okay. Let's click on create. Linking to spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is linked. Okay. Now we have to access the spreadsheet. For that, click on this green sign, view responses in sheets. Okay, and here we can find the sheet name as contact information responses. Okay, and here we can see that all the details of the form submission of the customer are captured over here. First name as Adam, last name as Smith, email address, phone number, and the address. So now we are going to link this spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect, so that whenever the response is received in this particular Google Sheet, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. For that, come to the extensions, click on add-ons and click on get add-ons. Now it will take us to Google Workspace Marketplace. Here we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So you have to install Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system. As you can see that it is already installed on my system. I'll just close this window. But remember, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system, you have to refresh your Google Sheet. I repeat, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system, you have to refresh your Google Sheet. Now once the Google Sheet is refreshed, again come to extensions. This time come to Pabbly Connect Webhooks and click on Initial Setup. Now here is asking for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So this will be the same webhook URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm just going to paste the same webhook URL over here. Now it is asking for the trigger column. The trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So in my case, I want the data to be captured till column F. So my trigger column will be column F over here. Say if you have the data till column G and you want the data to be captured till column G, then your trigger column will be column G over here. Okay. And one more important thing, let's go to the Google Forms, and here we have to make the last column as required for the trigger. Okay. So I have already made this particular field as required. So you have to make your last field as required. Okay. And here also we are selecting the trigger column as the last column. And let's click on send test. Test data sent successfully, and let's click on submit. Now again we have to go to extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and this time click on send on event option. Why we are selecting this option? Just because next time whenever the form is filled and whenever the response is captured in the Google Sheet, automatically the response will be captured by Pabbly Connect. So make sure you have a tick mark on the send on event option. Okay. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And here when we scroll down, we can find the responses received and all the details of the customer which we have received through the form submission are captured over here. First name as Adam, last name as Smith, email address, phone number, address, spreadsheet name, sheet name, and all other details are captured. So now we want that using these details of the customer, automatically a contact should get created into your Flowlu CRM account. So come to this action window. Here in the choose application, let us find Flowlu. In the action event, we have to select create CRM account contact, this one. And let's click on connect. Here we have to click on add new connection. Now it is asking for the API key and account URL. So let us read the instructions. Log into your Flowlu account. Navigate to the system settings page from the left sidebar. You can find your account URL and your API key is available under the API settings section. Okay, so I'll just take you to my Flowlu account. Here in the left sidebar, at last we can find the system settings option. Open it. And here we can find the API settings. Click on API settings. And here we have to create a new API key. For that, I'm just going to click on this create button. Here we have to give the name for the API key. So I'm just giving the name as Google Forms Integration. And here we have to select the application. So I'm just selecting it as a CRM. And let's click on save. Okay, and here we can find the new key. So I'm just going to copy it from here. And we'll be pasting the same API key over here. Okay. Now here the account URL is required. So let us move to our Flowlu account once again. And here we can find the account URL. So I'm just going to copy this account URL from here. And I'll be pasting the same account URL over here in our Pabbly Connect account. Now the backslash is not required, so I'm just removing it. And let's click on Save. And now the Flowlu account is connected to Pabbly Connect. Now here we have to give the title ID. So I'm just selecting it as Mr. as the first name is Adam. Okay. Now here it is asking for the first name, last name, email address and all other details of the customer. So we have already got these details through the Google Form submission. So we are going to map all these details now. Let us map the name, the first name from Google Forms as Adam. Here we have to map the last name as Smith. Here we have to map the email address. We don't have the description, so I'm just leaving it as blank. Here we have to select the category. So I'm selecting it as a customer. Various categories are available. You can select it as per your requirement. Here we have to select the industry. So let us select the industry as technology. Here we have to map the address. Okay. And here we have to map the phone number. So we have mapped all the details. Now if you have some other details, you can map it over here. As I don't have all these details, so I'm just leaving it as blank. Here the owner ID is automatically captured. Okay. And let's click on Save and Send Test Request. Okay, and here we can see the response is received. It means a new customer is created or a new contact is created into our Flowlu CRM account. Let's check it. Let's move to the CRM application and here we have to come to the contact section. And here we can find a new contact named Adam Smith is created over here along with his phone number and the email address. So in this way we can see that our integration is working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let us save this workflow first. Data saved successfully. Okay. Now we have to check this in the real time whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that I'll just go to the Google form once again and I'll be refreshing it so that we can fill up the details on the name of some other customer. Let's fill up the form on the name of Shikha Arya this time. Last name as Arya, email address as Shikha Arya 22@gmail.com. Let's add the phone number and let's add the address as EM 18 Regal Treasure Bhopal. Okay, and let's click on Submit. Your response has been recorded, so the form has been filled. Now we have to check our Flowlu CRM account. First we have to refresh it. Okay, and here we can find a new contact named Shikha Arya added along with his phone number and the email address. So in this way we can see that our integration is perfectly working fine and the Google form contacts are getting added as new contacts to our Flowlu CRM account and that too automatically. So let's move back to Pabbly Connect and I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So first we have created an integration between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect. Then Pabbly Connect has captured all the details of the customer through the form submission and using those details of the customer, automatically a new contact was created into our Flowlu CRM account. And in this way, we have created a successful integration between Google Forms and Flowlu CRM using Pabbly Connect.
So not just these software applications, you can integrate a ton of applications and automate your business using Pabbly Connect. In case of any queries, you can visit our Pabbly forum. To check the pricing details of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this particular URL. Also, the link of Pabbly Connect and this workflow is available in the description box. You can clone the same workflow into your account directly. If you really like this video, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.